Me talking to a muted mic. The usual. Hello. Welcome to the third Sketchtember stream. I feel like I'm already in Paintalong mode because tomorrow's the Paintalong. Well, technically it's a draw along, so if anyone is going to be joining for that, remember that we're drawing tomorrow. But yeah, it's weird. I'm like in that mode and I need to just chill out. Alright, I think everything is set up. Let me know if the music is too loud or whatever. I can always adjust it. Slave of Hell, Feline, good morning. Hello, hello. I know there's a slight delay between me talking and chat, so I'll let everyone catch up. And make sure I have all my supplies. I actually need to sharpen a couple pencils. Apparently I'm really into my 8B pencil. It's like tiny compared to the other ones. I've never used the H pencil or the F pencil, which doesn't surprise me because they're really, really light. Like, I prefer the dark pencils, but I feel like they're just never gonna get used. I don't know. Good morning, Pink Flamingo. How's everyone today? It is so gorgeous outside. Oh my gosh. I spent the entire morning, like from pretty much after my morning coffee, I went outside and I've been mostly painting, working on a few different things. And then right before the stream, I sat outside and ate my lunch in the sun, and it was like, oh, just glorious. It kind of revitalizes me because we had weeks of just horrible weather. Like the sun would peak out and then it would just rain nonstop the rest of the day, just teasing me. I'm gonna go with a 5B, I think. I'm gonna do 5B, 9B. That'll be my combo today. As soon as you stop streaming, you go outside and it's gonna suck. No! I was a little afraid of that today, honestly. Stream today, I'm gonna take it hour by hour. If the first hour I feel like we got a ton of good stuff done, then we'll just keep it at an hour, hour and a half. Because it is so nice out. And oh, and the other thing is I'm going to be doing a 10-minute timer today, so we'll be doing quite a few more drawings. And yeah, if it's still gorgeous out after an hour, I'm probably gonna be itching to go out. Hey Carolyn, hey Victorian. Good morning, good morning. Oh, I forgot to post on Instagram. That looks good. I wrote it ahead of time, but 10-minute sketches, yes. Weather in Glasgow is wonderful today. Hey Vivi, yes. I've seen lots of Instagram stories from my friends or from people I know all around Scotland, and it's like gorgeous pretty much everywhere. So it's like we honestly, and if you live in a place like this where it just rains a lot, and I'm sure the Pacific Northwest is similar in the US, if you live in a place like that, you really have to, like, if you can, adjust your schedule based on the weather, like to take advantage of it. Because if you don't, you're just gonna miss out on that vitamin D and that mood boost that it gives you. And the longer you go without it, it's just awful. It really does get you down after a while. Don't get me wrong, it's beautiful when it's moody out, but it's just different, you know? So I set up my sketchbook on a little laptop stand, so it's actually tilted up today, and I'm hoping that'll be better because when I'm you know, if it's glaring, you can't like really see the values. So I feel bad about the previous streams when I didn't notice that right away. These are a couple from the last 2 streams, the trees, and then we did coastal stuff. And today we're going to be doing mountains. Mountains, Gandalf, mountains. And since I have been bad, very naughty, I need to catch up with my sketching. I didn't sketch for the last couple days, but I have been doing tons of art. It's just I haven't been doing the sketches. So I'm going to be using a couple of the reference photos I already shared on my Instagram stories, maybe some new ones too, but we're going to start off with this one that's below me, which is the Old Men of Store in Skye. It's a really amazing location. The sketch is so good. Well, thank you. It's not that I disagree, it's just that I see all the mistakes. And for the purpose of today's stream, I'm only going to be sketching on the right side of my pages. I will go back on my own time and fill in the left sides. It's fine. It's just so much easier the way everything is set up to just show the right side. So yeah, that's about it. And now that I've talked your ear off, I think we should just jump straight into drawing. Wait! I just remembered I got ice in a glass and I didn't pour my iced coffee, so I'll be right back. Got it. And I have my handy dandy thingy coffee mug, so it doesn't, I don't get like a face full of ice. You know how that happens when you drink iced beverages? I like tilt it towards my face and all the ice will come at me at one time. So good, you guys. I feel the energy coursing through my veins. All right, where is my timer? Oh boy. All right, set it to 10 minutes already. Oh man, am I ready for this? I don't know if I'm ready for this. Jillsy Bean, you made it. I was wondering if you had to go do errands and stuff. Stainless steel straws with synthetic tips. Oh, I used to have some stainless steel straws. I have no idea where they went. So I'll have to get some eventually. Okay. Let's do this. I'm going to start with my 5B. If anyone is sketching with me, or if you just showed up, I'm going to be doing 10-minute timers for these sketches today. In the past couple streams, I've done 20-minute timers, but for reasons, and because I love drawing mountains and want to draw several different references today, I want to do slightly shorter timer. The chill music? Okay, good. I think it's just a classical station, so... Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So yeah, that's what we're doing. 10-minute timer, and every time we switch photos, I'll just put it right below me in that area. So this is gonna be, I have to like wrap my head around 10-minute timer. Ready? Go. Cause we've been doing 20 minutes. Oh my god, these lines are so crooked. It's fine though. It's not about the outline. All right. So my thing is over here. So kind of, I'm gonna have less sky in mine and kind of zoom in. Sorry. Went to... I'm gonna block in the big shapes first, and then we'll come back in with some value. I think it is important to get this like hill in the foreground. And there's a trail here, which I'm making more curved just because it looks better that way. And then the trail kind of like goes up the hill that way. It's like these big sectioned off pieces of rock. There's a bigger one there. It's kind of misty back here. I think the tricky part about this scene is the fact that it's all like sectioned off. Hey Corvulus, good morning. You'll have stick figure mountains. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. You can only do so much, right? So one of the things I like about the faster timers is that you really have to decide, because it is a decision, what the focus is and where the focus is. What are you gonna do in that scene to capture it, I guess? Like, what marks are you gonna make? Where are you gonna put your darkest darks and your lightest lights to make it interesting? And you have to make all those decisions so quickly that it's like you end up working much more intuitively, I think. Just blocking in shadows here and there first. Let's see, we have 7 minutes. Okay. It's fine. It's fine, guys. Hey, Julio. Reference is a good choice. Hey, Aylin. Yeah, that's a really beautiful place. I've noticed, though, a lot of my reference photos don't have, like, super bright brights and dark darks, like a sunny face of the mountain with a shadow side. A lot of mine are moody days, so it's a little bit more overcast and more even lighting, and I find that to be even more challenging because then it's up to me to decide where I put my big highlights and such. So it's been a struggle. I may like go on to some kind of photo stock website and find some really dramatic snow-capped mountains with bright brights and dark darks just to practice that as well. Not on stream today, but like on my own. So I don't know. So one of the cool things about these mountains is if you look up close, they're like all these cool striations on the cliff faces, on the mountain face. I think Google is listening to me because lately I've been getting all these ads for like random books and stuff that I personally have never searched for, but one of them that I've been seeing a lot lately are like Goodreads ads and suggestions, and I keep getting suggested like all these painting and drawing books, which is cool because like I really want to, like, I'm always interested in checking that out. But then it got me into like this spiral. I was looking up like actively searching for drawing books just to see what's out there, and found all these really amazing old books, and they're all used now because I don't think they're in print anymore, but I don't know, I might have to check a couple out on Amazon or wherever else you can get them online. eBay maybe, because they're used. But some of them look really cool, like old classic Victorian styled drawing books and that kind of thing, which is not necessarily my style of drawing, but I really admire it. It's very technical, but also in a lot of them you have like these beautiful artistic choices. I mean, it's mostly realistic, but then occasionally it'll be like, it'll almost feel a little bit fantasy. Gotta like push this one back a little. I don't have a library anywhere close to me. I mean, there's like a big town 15 minutes away. There's probably a library. I'm not sure if they're open now, but yeah, that's always an option. I could check that out. Darken some of these crevasses. Didn't really do much on the foreground. It's fine. You get the idea. I'm trying to think, like, next time I go back here, when I go back here, I'm gonna do lots of sketching, pencil sketching. I mean, I'm always gonna bring my paint stuff, but I really want to paint sketch a few different views of this place. And also, we want to climb up higher next time so I can get different reference photos. What time is it? Okay, we have 2 minutes left. That's good. That works. At this point, I could always go into darker darks on the fronts of these. This music is kind of ominous. The feel, yeah. Ooh, oh my god, Coriolis, that's so exciting. The final pages. It's always such a cool feeling. I remember that in my a couple of my like gouache sketchbooks, or the ones I use for plein air, I get like excited about that, but then I'm also like, oh my god, I have to save it for something awesome. Like, I have to make sure the last one is the best. And I kind of get like caught up in that, which is silly, but I have sketchbooks that are taking me over a year to do as well. It just depends. Like, maybe I'm weird because I have several sketchbooks going on at one time, and one of they each have their own purpose. One is only ink. One is only ink drawings. I mean, one is only plein air. One is just for watercolor. Like, this one is obviously just sketching and whatever, but that makes it harder to fill a sketchbook in a year. Or like, my plein air sketchbooks go the fastest because I'm always outside painting, but I have some that are just like taking forever to fill. It needs to be good. Oh really, Jill Zevine? Yeah, I got, you probably saw on my Instagram stories today, I unboxed a massive paint order and I was so excited. But they had a sale on Winsor Newton, so I restocked on lots of gouache. And that's the end of our 10-minute timer. I was probably talking too much during that. Yeah, I restocked on a ton of gouache and water mixable oils, and it was very good timing because I've been doing some oil commissions lately and I was running low on a few things, but I think the sale ended, so I mean, they probably always have sales on some stuff. And it was Artifolk that I ordered from. They're really awesome. Jeff Kersey's books about watercolor landscapes. This website for oh, cool. I'll check it out. David Bellami's books are helpful as well. Okay. What's Grape Vinti? I haven't tried casein paint. I've watched several artists that use it, especially, like, I think James Gurney is probably one of the well-known artists who use it, and it definitely looks interesting. I don't know. I already use so many different things, and it's like, how thin can I spread myself and still progress in things that I want to progress in? But maybe one day when I'm just feeling overly curious, I will get a set of that or something. Talk Custom. Hello. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing weekly videos for a year now-ish. Before that, it was very sporadic. And I did more live streaming on YouTube earlier this year, and then I kind of stopped because I had all these other projects going on. And then this month, this Sketchtember, I've been streaming every Friday a little bit, just, you know, like showing my sketch progress. So yeah, it's been fun. Guys, by the way, if you don't know Talk, he's an amazing seamster. That's what I call him. No, he does all sorts of awesome stuff, but he is like the rock star of making fabric do magical things. Let's just say that. You can go look at his stuff and see for yourself. Let's see. I think we're gonna go to the Fairy Pools of Sky next. Can you tell I'm a bit obsessed with sky? Probably. You're here for me? Hello. Watercolor sketchbooks with tinted paper. Ooh. That might be good for gouache as well. Because I always like want to tone my paper with gouache anyway, so it would be good if it didn't start off white. So this photo was taken a few years ago, and it was, I think, October or November. So very like fall rusty colors, amazingness. And it started off sunny when we got there, but then it turned moody and it was all like dark and mysterious. So it's kind of hard to see some of the detail in this one, but I have a bigger version on my screen on my iPad, so I'm gonna stare at that. And in this one, I may try to do some more directional lines in terms of like defining some of the forms. So we'll see how it goes. Yes, please. Thank you, Corvulus. Awesome. Okay. One more sip of coffee. So again, if anyone is just joining us, we're doing Sketchtember, sketching mountains this week. What is next week's theme? I just want to remind everyone before the end in case I forget. It is waterfalls. Oh my god, next week is waterfalls, you guys. Well, it's technically moving water, like waterfalls, streams, creeks, rivers, that kind of thing. But I'm definitely going to be doing lots of waterfalls. So that is happening starting on Monday. Also, as a quick reminder, tomorrow is the Paintalong, which is technically a draw along this month. So we're going to be drawing probably 2 landscapes, I think. I think we could do half an hour, 2 landscapes. Should be good. I'm not going to time it, but I'm going to like try to shoot for it to be about 30 minutes each. So, and that is a draw along, so I will be talking through everything from start to finish, as opposed to my Friday streams, which I'm just, it's like word vomit as I'm drawing, and who knows if it makes sense. The sound of the iced coffee, it's reassuring, isn't it? Hi, Corey, good morning. Okay, next 10 minutes begins now. Let's do this. Oh God, where did my thing go? Okay. Foreground doesn't matter too much to me, but especially want to capture this center one because I think it's such an interesting shape. Sort of plotting, doing that thing where I talked about, which is like the plot points, but sometimes I just connect the lines between the plot points straight away without just doing this. But yeah, I'll just like connect the points. Again, these mountains are kind of like broken up. There's like big cracks that run vertically. I mean, they have all those striations going left and right as well, but it's just interesting. Okay. Yeah, you should read up on Sky. Aw. Ooh, that sounds cool, Talk. Hey, Amelia. Okay, so these background ones are... Actually, they're darker, so I have to be brave. I love how thick this pencil is when it gets all dull on the side. Is anyone actually sketching along with me? It's like sort of confusing sometimes. I have to look at it up close. Hey, Mike. You have your morning tea? Oh, you are as well with your morning tea? Excellent. It's a little more hurried today because we're doing 10-minute timers, but still get a lot out of it. Like, again, it does force me to work a little bit more intuitively rather than obsessing about like tiny details from the beginning. And I'm trying to learn or teach myself or practice getting the overall feel of a scene really quickly, because that's what I need when I'm outside painting. Plus, I just really want to get better at giving like character to my drawings. I don't want them to be boring. I want them to be a little quirky and interesting. Okay. 5 minutes. Oh my gosh, I did kind of a lot in a short amount of time there. Now that I have like a lot of the areas blocked in, I can do, or now I can go back in and make them, add more depth to each area. When do you consider it to be done beyond the timer going off? That is a big one because it depends on your purpose. Honestly, it all depends on your purpose. If your sketch is to help you make a composition you like, then it's done in very quickly because you could just use lines basically and like a few scribbles for shadows. If it's to really hone in on the lighting, then of course you have to go until you capture the lighting, the shadows especially. If it's practice for a really, really detailed drawing, you probably want to take your sketch further and just like be much more careful with it. So yeah, it completely depends. For me, it's usually about the lighting. So if I'm outside painting, I want to do a sketch first just to like figure out what the lighting is going to be. So I'll try to keep it to like 10 to 20 minutes long, because when you're outside painting, a lot of times the light is changing, the weather's changing, you don't have forever. So that's why I like to train myself or practice doing it in a relatively short amount of time. And a lot of times it's not about every single line that you're doing, it's about what you're working through in your mind during that sketch. Like, there might not be any evidence of it on the paper, but you worked through something that you were struggling to see, and now you know what your plan is when you go into your painting, you know? It's kind of a similar question to how do you know when a painting is done? Like, what's your purpose for the painting? You know, what is it? What did you set out to do? That is the only thing that will dictate whether it's done, or when it's done, I mean. I'm rubbing my hand in my drawing. I mean, do you guys have a different idea of when, like, how do you know when your drawing is done? Is it based on a different set of criteria for you? feels balanced in all the elements and principles of design. Oh, no way. Oh God. Okay then, that's the end of that drawing. I swear the last time I looked I had like 3 minutes left. Then again, I was talking a lot. Okay, well, we are gonna move on. Distracted by a new subject? That's a good point. Mike, is that little thumbnail you have for your profile, is that a drawing? It's really small on my screen, so I can't quite tell. When your cat walks across it. Oh. Is it a drawing you did? Wow. I mean, on my screen it looks like a photo almost. That's why I was wondering. Is it a bird? Is that what I'm seeing? I wish we were allowed to post links in the chat. If there are any artists hanging out and you want to share what you're working on, you can join our Discord community and post it in the art chat, or just come over to my Twitch streams because you can share links freely in that chat. Okay, so let's get a new reference. Where do we want to go next? I have some dramatic mountains. How about a vertical one? Oh God, hold on. This will be, maybe I'll put it over here. Except, I just realized I can't do that because it's not the full image. Oops. No, it is. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. Actually, I can use the left side of my page now. We'll do a slightly bigger one over here. This is a place called Applecross. It's actually a view down into the valley, driving up the Bialchnaba, which is the highest road, and I think it means the pass of the cattle. And yes, there are quite a few healing coups out there. There we go. That's the full image. So what is my phone doing? Let's put that on silent. Let me draw the outline first so I know how much space I have to work in. I don't want to... Wait, that's... There we go. Hi, Symmetry. You're gonna go out and sketch? Yes, it is so gorgeous out. That'll probably be good. Don't need too much space. Yeah, that'll be good. How yellow-orange the ground is. It is, we were there, I think that was actually winter. Maybe late winter, or no, early winter. And it is amazing. Like, the colors are just stunning. So many of my reference photos from that area are actually in non-summer months. So I don't have a lot of green photos in that location. I have lots of autumn colors. By the way, if anyone is interested in Scotland scenery, I have an Instagram where I post all my photography. It's I'll write it here. It's hard to say. A fox and her wolf. One of the most complicated names I could have chosen. A fox and her wolf, but with underscores. So you can go check out more there if you want. I think there's like a couple photos from Colorado, but mostly it's like 90% Scotland, so you can get some inspiration. Oh no, symmetry. Yeah, that's tough. And their raven baby. Oh, little Vader. He came to visit me in the courtyard today, doing his unusual thing where he's like, meow, like all cute and adorable. And then he walks up like within reaching distance of me and I'm like, hi baby. And I reach down to pet him and he just scampers away. He does that over and over again. Just meowing cutely the whole time. And I'm like, mew. Such a tease. You meant yourself. Oh. That works too, Corbulus. That works too. Okay, we are gonna start now. 10 minutes, guys. This one seems easy at first, but depends on how detailed you want to get. Probably be good if I had it on my screen. Like up close at this photo, there's so many interesting patterns on the actual mountain there. Okay. I made mine a little bit bigger. And pretty much the only thing that really gives this scale of this is the water in the distance, but especially this snaking river that's in the foreground. Uh-oh, what happened? Message retracted. I'm not sure what happened there, Mike, but if it was a link or something, it might not have came through. I guessed on your podcast. What kind of podcast do you have? So these hills back here are just gonna be very light. Yeah, I do a monthly podcast for my patrons, which is just me rambling. I call it the Ramblecast. Not officially, but it's its nickname. But I have done a few interviews with artists, and I really miss doing that. During the lockdown, like a lot of people got overwhelmed with stuff, so I just kind of stopped my interview part. But I think I maybe should reach out to people again and see if they're ready. Drawing inspiration. Talk about your journey as well as the other artists. The journey other artists have followed. Oh, that's cool. What is it called? Wait, you just said drawing inspiration. I'm gonna have to look it up. I love I listen to podcasts so much. Like my two favorites, I have a lot of favorites, but the two that I listen to the most, I'd say, are The Artful Painter and the Plein Air podcast. But I haven't listened to any drawing podcasts, so. All right, I've spent 4 minutes on that stuff, so let's move on to the big stuff. Um, okay, this is interesting. I see all these, like, a variety of levels on this mountain, on this cliff face. Hey, Anne-Marie. You're sunny as well? It's sunny everywhere, it seems. Awesome. I don't know what just reminded me of this, but I need to mow the lawn today. It's getting really long, which makes it even harder to mow. And it's been so rainy that we couldn't do it for a while. This strategy is working really well for this particular mountain, especially. Just the big chunky shapes, vertical shapes. Trying to capture those, like, steps. They're not really steps, but you know. You wandered into paint and digital as well. Oh, you mean you are doing paint and digital as well. Okay. I guess like James Gurney, Robert Bateman, Ian Finelli, starting art late in life in your 50s. You mean you've interviewed them? Or you watched their podcasts, or you watched their videos? Those are like some amazing artists that I follow as well. I've had such an art crush on James Gurney for pretty much the last 20 years, I'd say. And I love the fact that he's so active online, which I didn't really realize till the last couple years. Oh my god, you've got to see... Oh, that's so cool that you got to speak to them. Oh man, why would you want to interview me compared to them? But I am very flattered and honored if you want to. It's just my imposter syndrome is going to kick in. Okay, I'm 3 minutes. Oh god, you guys. This one seemed so easy at first, and now I'm like, welp. I don't know what it is about it. It's just... Well, let me know, like, maybe shoot me an email and we can talk about it. And of course, I'm definitely going to check out your podcast anyway, because like I said, I love art podcasts so much. Another really good art podcast is Art Juice. And it's two abstract painters, which I think is so interesting because I love abstract art, but it's like such a different take. And I haven't listened to any other abstract artist podcast before, so I really enjoy that one. But yeah, the Artful Painter is a really good one, especially just it's so relaxing. Like his voice is so soothing to me. I don't know, it's just a very feel good podcast. Plus fascinating artists, and you learn a ton. I am gonna so run out of time, guys. I was trying to do this thing where I only did vertical lines again, and I think that kind of slowed me down a little. Especially with these big chunky shapes. Like, I'm way faster when I have... My hand is like changing directions and I'm hatching more. All over the place, Jilzy. Art Juice is on a website by the artists. You can get it on... What is it called? Something on Apple as well. The Artful Painters on YouTube, probably a website as well. Plein Air Podcast is on YouTube, probably their website as well. But I have YouTube Premium, so I can listen to YouTube videos without like I can just turn the video on and then turn off my screen and put it in my pocket when I'm doing stuff. So it's just as easy for me to listen to one on YouTube as anywhere else. Well, we'll just say that this one was an experiment because I'm definitely not going to get any more detail in it in 27 seconds. So, yeah. I should have gone way darker in a lot of places, but I didn't actually. You know what I'll do? I'll just make the outline darker, and that'll be it. Yeah, I know. There it is. If you go for a walk, it'd be nice to not have it on YouTube. Yeah, I know that's tricky. Well, you can listen to Art Juice on their website, and I think if you close your phone, it should still play. I can't remember exactly. Premium trial. That's what I did, Jilzy. I had a 3-month YouTube premium trial, which was glorious, right at the beginning of lockdown. And because I listened to so many podcasts and well, just lots of things, and I listened to ASMR like all night to sleep, I kind of got completely reliant on it. So now I pay for the YouTube premium. That's how they get you. Okay, so we're going to switch to the next reference. Where do we want to go next? Okay. Is that a mountain that can be walked up? You couldn't walk up this cliff face unless you had like climbing gear, but there are ways. Like you can get there from the other side, which is, I think there's a trail on the other side, or you can drive up to the top of the Bialknaba and then trek backwards towards this area. Okay, sorry. We're not gonna draw this one, but I just wanted to show you how cute they are. Look at the sheepies. Well, you can't drive up that particular, you can't drive up like this. It's hard to explain. If you Google Bialknaba, which sounds like, but it's, I'll type it in chat. If you Google that, it'll make more sense, because a lot of photos actually show the winding road that goes all the way up. So anyway, the sheepies. Gonna bring a group to Scotland to plein air paint. Oh my god! Please tell me, like, as soon as you schedule it, tell me so I can put it on my calendar. I want to join. We're gonna make our lives harder. We're gonna make our lives miserable for a while, and we're gonna draw this. It's not necessarily a mountain, but this week wasn't just mountains. It was mountains and hills and valleys and vast landscapes, and I pretty much only focused on interesting mountains. So we're gonna change it up a bit and do something like this. And because there's a reflection there, everyone will hate me. We actually painted this for a paint-along one month in the past few years. You knit, so you love this? Victoria, you have to come to Scotland and get some wool. So many, like, what are they called? Crofts? I don't know. The sheep farmers. Either someone in the household makes and sells wool, or they're an artist that they, make their own wool and yarn and stuff. They don't make the wool. They harvest the wool and make yarn and hand dye it and everything. And there's just I don't knit or anything, but I love looking at beautiful handmade yarns and hand dyed yarns. Sometimes I just want to buy it because I love it. Okay, thank you, Mike. I'll definitely check out your podcast, though. It sounds awesome. Thanks for letting me know about it. Best month to visit? Scotland? That's hard to say, but I would not come in the summer because you're going to be flooded. Like anywhere you go that's really awesome, there's going to be way too many tourists, and you're going to be eaten alive by midges. So I would say spring or autumn. It just depends on the year, because like some years it's gorgeous and beautiful weather, other years it's like raining nonstop. But you eventually, like if you came for a week or two, you would probably get a good day. There's no guarantee though. Yeah, May and October are awesome. I'd even say late September would be good, but in some areas it's still going to be super touristy, but it'll be cooler, so you won't have to worry as much about midges. And honestly, it's not even a joke. Like, midges can destroy your experience. Okay. Onwards. So we're doing another half page over here. Fresh page. But yeah, October you are definitely getting cooler, but it does depend on the year. I don't know. Most schools go back by mid-September, so you're good after then. Yeah, you won't have as many. I mean, I've been to Skye in September and October and November, and the closer you get to November, obviously, the way less tourists there are. But it's cooler, so it's not as easy to paint outside, especially if you end up with a cold snap and you're like outside painting and shivering in the freezing wind. But I think September is my personal favorite in Skye or like the Western Highlands. Weather-wise, temperature-wise, it's still nice, and it's still like if you know where to go, you can avoid the crowds. Okay, so we are going to delve into this crazy drawing. Sharpen your pencils. September better than spring. You can do cold. Yeah, you're good, Victorian. Hot and shiny or raining. Oh man. September better than spring. That's hard to say. Spring is amazing because everything starts blooming again. You have a totally different color palette. It is really beautiful. Hi, Chris. But like I said, my personal favorite in Skye, and especially just on the western part of Scotland, is September-ish. If you want to get more of like the green rolling hill thing, you do want to shoot for maybe spring. Like April, May, even June maybe. You start to get a lot of very touristy though, as you get towards June. I mean, it depends where you want to go and what time of day you go. But places like the fairy pools of Skye, like if you go on a busy day with lots of tourists. By the way, I'm going to start the timer. I just want to block in my thing to make sure it's in the view of the camera. Yeah, if you go to the fairy pools of Skye or something on a busy summer day or just a busy day, you are parking like miles away and walking for miles to even get to it. And then there's just like hordes of people lining the trail. Drones everywhere because now everyone wants a drone. But I went in late autumn and there were like 12 people there and it was amazing, but it was cold. Crowds are difficult, especially when you are trying to get good reference photos or paint in a crowd. If you're trying to paint in a crowded area, it's just awful. Okay, guys. Starting the timer, 10 minutes now. You want to go to Scotland in autumn? Yes, autumn is the winner. Well, it definitely depends on preference, I guess. Some people are more into the autumn colors than the green. Oh, oops. Okay, so horizon, a little bit higher than halfway. We have our sand. It's kind of broken up by the reflections. And we have our hill, which is going to be covered in trees. This part's going to be lighter, and then the trees will be darker. I'm going to ignore the clouds because, yeah, we got to get our tree on. I'm going to do little vertical marks for the trees at first. Until I figure out how many I need to do. Norway next summer to see your grandparents for the first time. Oh, I would love to go to Norway in the summer. I went in the dead of winter. It was brutal. It was still gorgeous. Like, I actually have some really awesome photos from this one harbor we were at, and there was like all these awesome ice patterns and the boats were there. It was so cool, but again, winter. Totally frozen. This is going to be simplified into one dark shape over here. And then we have more trees in the foreground. The sound is very low, is it? Me or the music? Gonna do that thing I told you guys before, or if you want to have a straight line, like a horizon line, oh god, don't move it, oh god, I'm like pressing so hard. That's fine. That'll do. So now we have the sand, which is pretty light, and then the reflection will be darker. Ooh, that sounds amazing. Oh, I'm talking towards the table. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was leaning in and talking that way versus at the microphone. Sorry about that. I was just rambling, you know, as usual. I can turn the music down though. A little bit. Okay, so the reflection. I'm gonna have to do that thing where I turn sideways again. Actually, how am I gonna do this? I'll start from over here. I'm headed out after stream today. Yeah, and I need to mow the lawn. So I'll be outside for most of the day. Oh wait, what time is it? Oh, okay. So I've been streaming for an hour. And that's kind of where I wanted to keep today's stream. Because we're doing the paint-along, doing the draw-along tomorrow, I figured it would be just fine. So yeah, as a reminder, we're drawing tomorrow for the paint-along. It's technically our draw-along. The caffeine gives you shaky hands. I need a lot of caffeine for that to happen because I have such a high tolerance. Well, the other thing is I already have shaky hands. Like it just I have for a really long time. But I haven't really ever had a super I haven't had an issue with it. Except for when I'm trying to do really tightly rendered things on a small scale. Then it's a struggle. I make straight lines. Oh, if you saw it for if you saw it up close, you might not agree. Sorry, I know I'm shaking the camera like crazy, but I have to press really hard to erase this dark pencil. So this one kind of didn't go as well as I planned. I didn't know how it would work with... Oh, what? Seriously? No, I wanted to erase more. Man, I was just gonna smooth this top edge out. I'm just gonna cheat, okay? Just gonna cheat a little. Dang, that went fast. Okay. There we go. That's all we get. Except this. Because you couldn't tell it was there. Now that's officially it. You missed the rough sea. Oh man, Corvallis, it was amazing on the coast yesterday. I think I have like 200 photos just using my phone. I was like trying to get as many waves as I could because the waves were so perfect, and I have a ton of reference now. Yeah, I talked during the drawing, so it's fine. But yeah, I think I am going to call today's stream here because we're doing the draw along tomorrow. I'm gonna be back here, let's see, about an hour from now, tomorrow, the paint along will start. So it's 3 p.m. here in the UK, so just make sure you check your time zone. And yeah, I think we'll be doing 2 drawings tomorrow, so it'll be good. I've seen other art YouTubers. I watch hundreds of art YouTubers. So yeah, tomorrow we'll be back here, and then of course Monday I'll be streaming over on Twitch, so hopefully I'll see you guys in one of those. If you missed it, I did post a video yesterday. You could go check that out. So I will be working on the next video for next week. I wish I could post 2 this week, but I can't. So, okay. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Ta-ta!